I have no shame in admitting that I only got into Berserk very recently thanks to the new movies that came out over the past year. Since then, I've been completely unable to stop myself from snatching up anything that's even vaguely related to the show. I bought all of the manga in one go and even travelled all the way down to London to pick it up. All I can say is, if you want an action manga that's really dark, I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, not long after watching the first of the films, I got a hold of this.
Yeah, it's a Berserk! Oh, I'm totally gonna read it! What is? I can't read this, it's gobbledygook!
Okay, so the Japanese volume 37 isn't actually what I wanted to show you today. It was the crazy awesome limited edition Figma that came with it. Introducing Figma SP-046. Oh, it's Berserk Armour Guts, ladies and gentlemen. This is a rendition of Berserk's protagonist from about halfway through where the manga is at the moment, and I can quite easily say this is one of my favourite Figmas to date. Now, before you go clamouring for your pause buttons or your stop buttons, don't fret. I don't intend to reveal any important plot information in this review. I'm just going to give you the bare bones. To start things off, he has two interchangeable heads. Aye aye. Here he is, the original 100-man slayer in his regular form.
Look at him, he's happy as Larry.
And here he is when he's in full-on Beast of Darkness mode. You know, when it's time for some poor apostle to eat dirt. And look, the jaw moves. One thing to note about these heads is they both come with their own interchangeable collar parts as well. One with the jaw attached, and one without. While this is another thing to bear in mind when it comes to swapping heads, this does allow for better posing. When he's in his normal form, the lower jaw doesn't move with his head. I can only ever feel sorry for a man with two lower jaws. Those collar parts move us on quite nicely to the cape. I mean, this thing is a beast in its own right. It's absolutely huge and completely rigid. In most basic poses, this allows the figure to stand without the help of a base. Just beware that if you want to put him in any pose besides the most neutral, such as hailing for a taxi in the rain like here, you're going to have a massive wodge of plastic just flapping around all over the place, and you're going to need all the help you can get. The top of the cape tucks nice and neat and tidy underneath the collar parts that you choose with your head. As nice and neat as the top of the cloak tucking under the collar part there, it does also restrict you slightly in that no matter which head you choose, you have to use the cape. It can be a bit annoying at times, especially if you're restricted by space. Besides the arm joints, which are just kind of there, the armour as a whole looks really, really damn good. The plates around the shoulders can be a bit tricky at times, but in most poses, this figure will barely look like a posable at all. It's really impressive. It's just so seamless. And, of course, what self-respecting Guts Figma would be seen dead without a ridiculously large sword with which to chop people into itty-bitty bits with? He comes with his trusty old slab of iron, the Dragon Slayer. Look at it. It is an absolute beast in of itself. And the best part is, the pommel comes off, so you can slide it into his hands nice and easily, those big meaty hands of his. It's even got a little chain bit that wibbles there, look, oh, it's brilliant. There you go, mate, I know you've been waiting a while. He also comes with a little astral shirk as well. I can't really explain who she is or why she's like this for reasons of plot, but she adds a nice little cute derpiness that completely fails to overbalance the overall badassery of this figure. She just sort of clings to his shoulder there. Duh. He comes with lots of hands, which is handy for varying degrees of holding, chopping, or reaching. So, while the weight of the Dragon Slayer can be quite restrictive, there are enough different hands to still make a variety of poses available. Like I said earlier, this is one of my favourite Figmas of all time, and I hope you guys can see why. While he can be a bit of a drama queen to pose, and while the cape is a little restrictive, the Berserk Armour Guts Figma really is a force to be reckoned with on any display. And when I say drama queen, I mean it. Look, he broke his base. And hey, check this out. He comes with some awesome art cards too, so you can do cool shit like this. Aw yeah, how cool is that? Man, Guts, I wish I could have been as cool as you. Bear in mind, I probably would have changed my name at your age though. Guts probably wouldn't look all that great on the CV.